Hi everybody, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. We're going to do changes in Gemini season in June 2020 for all the signs. My name is Veroosh and welcome to my channel. I'm excited to be here with you guys. And we're going to go slow today, so just buckle in. I asked some questions in chat before we started, so maybe you guys can tell me in the who's watching live now if you guys would like a pick a card at the end of the video, and second, if we can do a random reading today, so we can go randomly from sign to sign and then we can go through all the changes that are happening. The reason we're doing this reading today is that starting next week there is going to be a series of changes and transitions that we've actually already have begun. So the changes and transitions will begin with Venus retrograde, which we've been talking about. Then there is the eclipse in Sagittarius, and then we have Mercury retrograde. So there's like quite a bit of shifts that are going on after quite a bit of reorganization of energy, and so now we are ready to move ahead with whatever it is that we've been seeking to move on ahead with. If you want more information about any of this stuff, please go over to my Twitter account. It's at Veroosh Tarot. I'm doing something called Daily-ish there, which is a daily astrology stream, mostly daily, but it's just like an article you guys get all the time from me. So go follow me there, and then go follow me on Instagram, and we're doing a lot of work there as well. So there's going to be a lot of good content there as well. If you want to read more about what I'm describing, I wrote something in the description for you guys. So do I have a volunteer to keep track of the order of this reading? If so, then that would be great. And we're going to just talk about what's changing. So as I said, there's a lot of changes over the next little while, and I want to get you guys prepared. At the end of this video, I'll link my weekly reading that I did for you guys a couple days ago, and there I kind of foreshadowed the changes that are coming. Also on Twitter, I left you guys a very detailed sign by sign kind of preparation for Mercury retrograde notes. So if you want to watch for your sun, moon, and rising, then please do so. I would really recommend that you watch for sun, moon, and rising. I know a lot of people are suggesting that rising sign is the best. I feel as though that's kind of a misunderstanding when you're using Western astrology. It might be true for Vedic, but a lot of these people are the people that are copying this reading, the all sign reading, which I created in 2015, and also the pick a card reading. So they're just that kind of thing. So if you're new and you don't know about this, I created the all sign reading, which is the reading in which we read from sign to sign over a period of one session. I also created the pick a card reading, in which you choose from different options, and then I do a reading. What happened after, because of that, I became harassed over and over again over a period of about 2 to 3 years, and all these other people, and then people who copied them thinking it was a trend, they basically started getting views, whereas my videos got suppressed. So it's an unfortunate situation, but we're going to keep on speaking up about it. I did create it. I have all the receipts. So yeah, everybody else who's doing it is either unknowingly copying me, which is what is it called, negligent, because they're making money off of it. They should be aware of what they're doing, but it's less of a crime or less of an issue. But there's definitely people out there who are copying me, who are participating in harassment, and some people are copying me for the purpose of harassing me and you know, stealing my intellectual property. Creating a game or creating a system of reading is intellectual property, and somebody using it without permission is it's a problem, right? So the reason I'm mentioning this is I talked about this after being provoked on Facebook a couple days ago. I left like a write-up about that. I also mentioned it on Instagram today. And right after that happened, the same kinds of harassing things were being done to my social media as a couple years ago, and I know who's doing it. That's why I can't really talk about it, because I know who's doing it. I have a lot of receipts, I have a lot of proof, and so I have to be careful with how I explain it, because it's still like, I don't like talking about things while they are happening. I'll talk to you guys about it after they're done. And frankly, a lot of the delays that are happening are a byproduct of this behavior that's been going on, and it's greed. It's just people wanting to take from somebody else something that they didn't create. And that's the irony, you know, like they're trying to profit off of something that someone else created, me, and then at the same time they are trying to hold back that individual. And this is very, very normal, you know, in the world and how things go. The last thing I'll mention is on Instagram, I kind of talked about this, but then we had kind of a breakup about it. But it's very sad to see what's happening in the US. As you guys know, I live in Canada, and you know, it's really, really sad. And my heart and my thoughts are with the people who are affected by this, just as like just my words of peace. There's two things that I want people to really think about. I don't know if you guys know my story, but my family comes from a lot of suppression, a lot of corruption, a lot of bad things happened to my family on both my parents' sides. And so I'm not speaking, how do you say this? I'm speaking from compassion when I say that I hope that the people who feel the most afflicted find peace and find resolution for what they feel is hurting them. And then secondly, I want you guys to also be aware that there are outside forces that are intervening in our politics in North America that are trying to divide us through race relations. So our weakness in North America, and the divisive point, is our race relations. And I don't mean to take away from anybody's seeking empowerment, because I stand behind everybody who is doing so. But I feel like it's important to put into the conversation that there are outside forces, governments, ideologies, people, nationalities, that are using the fact that America is so divided to further that, deepen that division, and try to amplify the racism that's going on in order to divide and rule all the sides. So if you think that, you know, you're pushing ahead by fighting so hard, that's what they want you to do. They want you to push ahead and fight so hard so they can outpower both of you. And America is such a beautiful country because at principle you fight for freedom. There's no other country in the world besides Canada that has such a long-standing, whether it's successful or not, that's always been a part of the dialogue. And that's different than a lot of countries in the world in which freedom, or the concept of freedom, was never a factor. And so keep that in your minds while you strive for peace and while you strive for resolution. And I would hope to see the people that are most marginalized by what's going on empowered to be at the forefront of this movement, be the leaders of reconciliation, so that we're not all being governed by far more totalitarian, repressive ideologies that want all of us subsumed into very bad things, okay? And they're not going to give us any room back once they take it. So they're exploiting these things, and they're exploiting the fact that we're at each other's throats, and we can't let morons among us, you know, be a part of that. Sometimes when I ramble, I forget something that I was going to say. I just want to say something to African Americans. I'm a person who is Eastern European. My history is very different than Western colonial history, as my country was colonized for over 400 years. And even within Western European people, I want African Americans to remember that when you look at Michigan, there are so many white people among you fighting for the same rights, fighting for equal rights. So I hope it doesn't get lost at the fact that there are a lot of white people who stand with African Americans who feel like the state of what's going on is deplorable. And I hope that that fact doesn't get lost. I hope that that point doesn't get lost, that a lot of people care about you. A lot of people identify with your stories. A lot of people from lots of different ethnicities really want you to be strong and at the forefront and leaders. So that shouldn't go missed. And especially in times like this, know that you're not alone. You're not against us, you're against the system that is repressive, and we're all against that system of oppression, okay? So I just want that to be reminded to the people that are suffering through this, because I hear stories from America where people are saying, I'm afraid to get shot, I'm afraid to go out on the street. No one should feel that way, no one should have to live that way. And I think that they should be reminded that it's not that the majority of white people, I believe, don't want that for you. It's the minority of assholes that are exploiting certain things in the system, and we all need to bring those aspects of the system down, but also remember that there are outside forces, external players, other countries, other nationalities that want us at each other's throats so they can divide and conquer and rule us both, and that's really important to remember right now, because this is really these are the people who are trying to make the racism worse. They're trying to make you feel more agitated so that you are more aggressive and there's less hope for finding a resolution to it. And in that you will not find power, in my opinion. In that you will find only oppression from totalitarian rulers who do not care about your human rights. Okay, so just my thoughts on that. Sorry, that got long-winded. But I love all of you guys so much, and I hope that we find resolutions that everybody is happy with, okay? If you don't know, I have a political science degree. That's why I talk about politics. I can't help it. I'm a political junkie. I have an economics degree, or a minor in economics with my political science degree. It's just, sometimes in times like this, it's just too much not to say something about it, okay? All right, so, and yeah, that's all I'll say, because it can get really to be a long conversation. So DM me on IG if you have some points to say, if you want to say something to me, or if you want to say your side of the story, then please, if you disagree with me, DM me on IG and tell me what you think. I welcome that. If you have your own opinion, then please tell me your story if you want to share, okay? All right, so let's begin. Love those long intros, right? Like, it's been a minute. Okay, so the first sign, let's begin. So we're gonna do a random sign by sign of what's changing. I guess this talk is, I'm really thinking about the astrology. So let's start with the astrology and then we'll get into the reading. So this is the chart for right now, and this is where all the changes are happening in Gemini mostly, and a little bit in Cancer. This is the standard chart for Aries rising, but basically over the next week and a half to 2 weeks in Gemini season, we are going to see a huge, massive shift. It's a swing of the pendulum in a different direction. It's a completely different a temperament. I will walk you guys through this on Twitter. I will walk you guys through this on IG. I'm very well rested, and I feel like maybe the other things that were happening earlier on in this year, the things that were happening, I felt like it was almost like a pinball machine, like things were set in motion and nothing that I would have said would have helped anyway. And that's why I kept my quiet on a lot of different things, because sometimes you have to let the other side play out its trajectory, and then you can respond rather than react. Because in the moment of the cyclone, when we're all struck with trauma, when we're all struck with shock, that's what was going on. The majority of people were in shock. There's very little that you can do proactively when everyone's in a state of shock. That's why people were at the beaches. That's why politicians are making mistakes. We're all in a state of shock, and they're making mistakes because it was unprecedented. It's like, whoa, their bubble is burst. And I've worked with trauma and shock and crisis situations for a long time. In fact, I've been doing that since I was 13 as a peer counselor and then as a social worker. And although you can make changes during those times, I do feel as though the beginning of the year was something that once that it sprung into action, it wasn't able to resolve. It wasn't able to as quickly. There wasn't too much movement there. And the reason that I'm doing this reading today, I wasn't planning on it, but then I was looking at the transits and I said, okay, let's do it. Was this transit here? And basically, I talked about it in the weekly. I'll link that at the end of the video. But it was really, we are now moving into like the first week of June. In the next 7 days, this is our preparation for a lot of changes, and that room to shift things around is happening now. So why don't we go through the signs, and we'll talk about what changes are coming for you, and maybe you'll find some inspiration on which way to go. Oh, we can use these cards. Oh, we can use this. This is going to be great. Okay. All right, so, and then pick a card at the end, so remember to go to the back of the video. Sorry for talking so much. There's a lot to say. Okay, so I'm sure I'll get a lot of talking in today. So here we go. First, Libra. Hi, Libra. Libra is having a very good time at this time. Sun, Moon, and Rising Libras, okay? Libra's having a fairly good bout of energy. There's a pretty strong grand trine that's been supporting Libra energy. A well-aspected Saturn to Libra placements, and Saturn's in Aquarius right now, is really, really good for your sign, especially when you're in that light and bright sort of side of the energy. So when you're in an upright, clear thinking Libra energy, the Saturn energy is really strong for you, and that will be around for the next little while until Saturn enters into Capricorn again. I think later in June. I haven't really checked, but probably, as it's retrograde. So, but for now, going into this shift that's happening, really focus on, you know, doing things right, Libra. The focus should be doing things right. You have this beautiful stellium up here in Gemini, which is guiding you to the most clear and decisive ideas about your life, about which way things should go. Inspiration is a key factor, Libra, now, and in some way you're the visionary, so allow that visionary energy to come through. It might have been a while since you've been here, so just, you know, be here for it. Okay, so let's see your energy. So we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Star, which is Aquarius. That's where Saturn is right now. And then we have, I feel as though you are experiencing a certain degree of, how do you say, like, questioning about which direction you should go. You have this certain degree of not knowing, but if it has to do with the past. It has to do with the past. In the past, you're not sure about the direction that you're going, but this is telling me that you are supposed to go in that direction. It's just a little bit of doubt, and you don't need to have doubt about your current circumstances because the direction you're going is solid. And I feel as though you'll make very fast changes in the next week. I feel like you're going to trust your gut, and as the time continues, you are going to in some way feel more justified and more empowered, and that's going to lead you to a place of empowerment. That's going to lead you to a place of just really feeling like you're going in the right direction, you're going in the right direction, that things are right. So doubt is going to turn to confidence. And I feel like, especially after like the 4th or the 5th, you're going to feel more vigor to go in the direction you're thinking. Then we have the 7 of Swords. I'm still figuring out this spread. It's the same spread as here. So we have Moon in Aquarius. So watch out for the next cycle of Moon in Aquarius. That will happen right after the 5th. That will be on the 8th or the 9th of June. Maybe that will be an important moment for you. So the full moon eclipse is happening in Sagittarius. We'll do a separate video on this, but that's going to be in your 3rd house. So I have a feeling that you're reaching in and you're finding some kind of a truth within your heart that's going to lead you in some really wonderful direction. There's doubt around you, but I have a feeling that you have to check your doubt around your environment. And then we have the 9 of Swords. A lot of swords here. There's a lot of self-doubt here, but there's a lot of humility in that doubt. So in some way you're questioning things as they are, and this is the most powerful card down so far, the 7 of Wands, Mars in Leo. And I feel like you're going to put your energy behind the direction you're going. You're going to put the energy that you have in some specific direction. And as you continue over the next week, you are going to find truth in that, okay? So this is the Brow Tele. We love this. We have Transformation, which is the snake. And then we have Defense, okay? And then we have the Seeing card. Okay, Libra. So I have a feeling that your weaknesses are going to change over the next several days, over the next week, 2 weeks or so. And the things that you feel weak about are going to be the things that you feel strong about later. In fact, I have a feeling about this Princess of Pentacles, Libra. I have a feeling that this Princess of Pentacles is in some way reminding you of things that you doubt. This is a person who is making you worry or reminding you of self-doubt. And I have a feeling that she is a personification of some kind of a challenge or obstacle that you're supposed to meet. And by working through your feelings about this situation or person, you are going to see the truth in your circumstances. So this is really a transit for you of vision, Libra. So vision about which way you're going to go. This is like big, bold moves at this time can happen. And even though in retrograde season, let me show you guys this. I should do a more retrograde dedicated video because I see people as like missing the point. They're using the fact that, you know, Pluto retrograde means this or Saturn, but they're not thinking of it collectively. The fact that all these planets are going to be retrograde together, they're actually taking the influence off. The power is waning, and so that gives us more free choice in decisions and the directions we're going. So you having this stellium here in the 9th house is empowering you to go in a certain direction and really take a leap of faith on yourself and be successful with that. Okay, let's see what kind of personality type is emerging. I think I'm pulling too many cards for you guys. This is going to get long. Let's see, we have the Innocent. So I remember a long time ago when I was doing yoga, like many years ago, there was this person that would say all the time that a beginner's mind is the mind, like when you do yoga for the first time, you do it the best. So through this time, Libra, you are getting the opportunity to kind of like do something fresh. You're fresh about it. You're not obstructed. There's no like, there's no, it's innocent. It's natural, and your instincts are a part of it rather than what you have to do. You get a clean start to go in a particular direction. That's a big one, Libra. And I felt your energy as being really big over the last little while. So this is exciting. Okay, next we have Virgo. Oh, Virgo. We have to talk. My goodness. Okay, Virgo, let's see. So how are you guys liking this format? Let me know in the chat and I'll check it out. Okay. There's certain words that are going to be, I'm just checking, certain words are going to be flagged and we can't allow them to be in chat. I'm sorry. You didn't say anything wrong, but there's certain words that are being censored. Okay, Virgos. Hi, Virgos. Let's talk about where your change is going on. Virgos, I feel as though there's been issues for you around you versus groups of people. And this is if you look back to my North Node reading in 2018, not the last one I just did, but the one before that, at hashtag Veroosh Virgo, it's there. You will see that there's this me versus them sort of energy. And that's an energy Virgo finds themselves in often, because the critical nature with which Virgo approaches herself or himself gets picked up on weaker people around them, and that becomes a target. So as you become more perfectionistic, as you focus in on what you need to do in your career and in your position in life, other people that are, they're not people who are working at your level, they're people who are just just shallow, frankly. They pick up on your just really, how do you say, honesty with yourself, and wherever wherever people can find criticism, that's when they're going to fester in that position. They're going to try to exploit that position to the best of their advantage. The same thing, they picked up on the fact that I believe in copyright as an extension of human rights, and look what happened to me. They copied my all sign reading, they copied my pick a card reading. It's the nature of the Virgo. So I feel like that's going to get negotiated through the next week, and I feel like you have an ability to put closure to relationships between yourself and others. The North Node is entering into Gemini more, and Venus is retrograde in Gemini. You are getting an opportunity to kind of flip the tables on some things, and I have a feeling that it's not really about them, it's more about you in the sense of how you will approach things. So there is going to be a shift that happens for you now, Virgo. I would be excited for it. Also, Virgos, whether you're single or not, people who are partners in your life, one way or another, they're really giving you energy to help you to grow. Some people who are partners in your life are not people you know very well. They may be the grocer who gets you something that you need for food, or it may be someone, a neighbor, who's particularly kind or nice. The road is being opened for you, Virgo, at this time, and Neptune will go retrograde in June, I think June 22nd, and that's going to make that energy even more clear for you, Virgo. So help is on the way, and you're doing well, and it's lifting you up. I talked about this a lot on Twitter. Okay, Virgo, let's see your energy. 10 of Swords, Sun in Gemini. It's the understanding that, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you assert yourself, Virgo, there will be people who begrudge you. There will be people who try to tear you down out of their own insecurities. And there's different degrees of dishonesty in the world. And, the fact that you find the polar opposite of what you are. So if you work really hard, you tend to come across people that are extremely lazy and people who try to benefit from your hard work. It's just like a kind of a balancing of the scales, or mandala, right? So a mandala is kind of like reciprocal. So when it bulges out at one side, it kind of enters and becomes concave on the other side. And so basically, essentially, where your strengths are, people who have weaknesses in that same capacity will be either triggered, or they will be triggered or kind of moved to act. So I see that that's happening for you a lot. And this has been going on for you. This has been done. But now I feel like now you are going to very much respond, or there's going to be a reaction to that energy. This is the card of Gemini, the Lovers, and the Five of Swords. I really see you standing alone, Virgo, and standing up for yourself. Let's see the next message. We have the Princess of Swords. Okay, so Princess of Swords, coming across without any apology. Knight of Swords. I feel as though I would say some of you are ready to fight. Some of you are ready to confront things, but it doesn't come in this, how do you say, basic way. It's like, somebody said that to me once when I was kind of like trying to address these issues, and she said, you know, just throw the book at them. So don't say anything now and just throw the book at them. And I was like, okay, you know, like, it's like you're throwing the book at them. You're like, you're gonna really like assert yourself at this time. And I think it's gonna go in your favor. You have a youthful energy just moving forward. You really wish that other people would get it, but some people are just made out of a different cloth. They're just different energy. So we have the Death card, the end to a situation. It's like, yeah, just closing things down. And then we have the Eight of Swords, not being sure what to do. You are being sort of, how do you say, standing out on your own to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then we have great fulfillment, Virgo, emotional fulfillment. You know what you're doing is right, but there's almost like no way for you to go back to where you've come from. And so, oh my gosh, there's a cute bird that just jumped on my balcony. Hi, bird. How's it going? It's huge. It's not an eagle. Oh, hi. I think it's a woodpecker. It's about the size of a woodpecker. I wish I could show you guys. Bye. Oh my gosh. Okay, we had a visitor. That was a good thing. So birds are air, so you probably have switching gears, Virgo, switching gears in alignment with, I think that you need a change of environment, you need a change of friends, and I think that might be coming in for you now, in the sense that I think that like there's a lot of sympathy here towards other people. There's a lot of sympathy towards, you know, like the people that, how do you say this? The people who are lost, who are giving you grief or giving you some kind of toxic energy. You feel compassion for them because you know that the behavior with which they approach you is making their life pretty darn hard. And, you know this, and after a period of struggle with them or experience with them, you have in some way, how do you say, like it's not that you like them, because you don't like people who hurt you, but you feel like sorry for them, or you feel like they're just, it's like, you know, they're drug addicts, or that you just feel some kind of like pity is the energy. And so I feel like, but at this, and that's holding you back in some way. There's an attachment there, Virgo, like pity, and not resentment, but like pity, feeling sorry for them, like, because you know that what that behavior leads to in other aspects of their life, and you wish that you could teach them the lessons. You wish that they could come meet you where you're at with things, and you see through the disguise of things. And I feel like this is really you saying no, I can't do this anymore. I can't wait for you. This is, frankly, this is boring. Like it's boring to you at this point. Let's see the cards. So we have asking, number 89. And then we have joy. Just like, and then breaking. So breaking new ground with new people in new directions. Let's see Virgo's cards here. What's your personality type that's coming out? The partner. And that's a huge emphasis. Let me show you again. This is going to get long. I'm sorry, you guys. So we have the emphasis with the partner in the 7th house, giving you push, Virgo, up. So there's a real like understanding between you and someone else, possibly several different people. It may not be romantic for all of you, but for many of you, it's someone who adores you. And there is this sort of, it's time to go. You've tried to, it's kind of like leaving a job with a bunch of people who are messed up, like working in one office and then getting a promotion and going somewhere better. And like, it's like, you're feeling like you're leaving them behind, and like you wish that you could have helped them. But unfortunately, some people don't learn, and there's that kind of pity there for it. Okay, so now let's do the next sign. That bird distracted me. It was so gorgeous. Okay, so we have Aries. Hi, Aries. A lot's going on for Aries. I talked about it on Twitter as well. So let's see. Aries. Is anybody keeping track? Is anybody keeping track, or should I keep track? Let's see. Okay. Hi, Aries. How are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Let me see. I need my chart. Okay, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So the big predicament for Aries is this, which is Chiron with Lilith in Aries. It doesn't feel good right now. It feels like short change. It feels like sour. Things feel sour, but less so than they were a month ago. And Lilith is now fully off of aspect to Chiron. So, it's still a little bit like bumps and bruises, but it's not like gash wounds anymore. Nothing's feeling terrible anymore. And I hope you are excited. I want to tell you guys that this is some of the best energy we're going to have this year. All these planets with the North Node are just propelling us towards breaking away from some of the circumstances we experienced earlier on in the year. And Venus retrograde is giving us an opportunity to renegotiate relationships for you. This will be to do with family. This will be to do with cousins and friends, surrogate family members, siblings as well. Aries, the change that is coming for you has a lot to do with your childhood. And I talked about this on Twitter. I had a download for you guys. There's definitely like a release from things that has you stuck in childhood issues. And I feel like over the next 2 weeks especially, you are going to get a broadening of that. You're going to get away from that. You're going to start seeing life in a bigger way, more opportunities, just brighter and bigger. Okay, so let's see the next messages. Okay, let's see for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have the 10 of Cups. You guys are getting very beautiful cards too. Very good messages. Then we have the Temperance card, Sagittarius. So carefully, it's like you need to protect yourself, Aries, just like a chick hatching. I watched that Falconry and Me YouTube channel that's really great. And she's just hatched owl chicks. They're so cute. I really recommend going to see it. And there's this emergence of a new way of life, a new vision for yourself, Aries, through this time. And I feel like there is opportunities around you to build new alliances with better friends, better partners. I think that in some way, if you're like take a few small risks, that can actually set you off on a new direction entirely that will be very good for you financially. Then we have the Six of Cups, which is Sun in Scorpio, fulfillment of wishes. Not much in Scorpio until later this year. And look, Aries, you have the Two of Cups. Just very genuine love energy. Happiness, this wants to be seen. Maybe with a King of Swords, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Maybe a Gemini. There's a lot of Gemini energy around. Maybe a Saturn. If you have a Aquarian friend, then that could be someone who you could look to for a little bit of love right now. But it seems to me as though you're finding great love over the next 2 weeks. And I feel like you're finding inspiration for love to go further and beyond what you have been dealing with. I feel like that you just blessed right here. 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands. I feel like you're getting momentum to move forward, to take a big risk. We have Mars in Aries. Mars will enter into Aries in June, and so that will be also a big transit because Mars is going to go retrograde in September in Aries as well. So you're about to change some things about your life, and it's quite of an exciting set of cards to see that. Right now it's happening slowly, but you feel it. Again, pulling away from other people, maybe like pulling away from other people, but not in a kind of like, because you're focused on your own stuff, because you're focused on what you are doing, which direction you're going. Let's see the next message. So we have the Page of Cups, new relationship for some of you guys, new love, heart awakening energy. I feel like there's a broadening for you to do with your vision, like you have more ideas, like new things come into your mind, new ideas. Then you have the Moon card. Some of this might be quite a secret for some time. Secret affection, secret love, and the Four of Cups. Okay, so it could be something that either you have a secret love or somebody loves you secretly, and there will be like a unveiling of true feelings at some point, not too far away from now. So like a secret admirer. Not all of this love. I am picking up on the fact that there's like a hidden aspect to things, presumably because you're working through things to do with your childhood. So as you work through something about your childhood, then as you work through that, then I think that love will emerge for you much more. Okay, so let's see your Braille messages. We have writing. And if you look at my Twitter, I was like, write. Everybody, it's a very communicative time. Gemini season is quite communicative. And then we have preparing. And like I said, this reading is for preparation. And then we have, yes, positive. There will be a good outcome in this love. It just feels like you're going to fall in love with something quite deeply, and I hope it's a person. It looks like it's a person, but for some of you it might be, finding a new passion, something that really stirs the heart. Let's see the next message. Oh no, it's getting bright. Hold on, I'll fix it. We have the ordinary. You know that Sade song, This Is No Ordinary Love? Maybe you guys should listen to that. It's just some here, let me fix this. It's getting bright outside. There we go. We're going to be dealing with this. I think that there is this like a naturalness to what's going on for you. And thank you for the new membership. There's a naturalness that's coming up for you. There's a simplicity to what's happening around you. Yes, the soul purpose. There's definitely like, it's like, it reminds me of the movie Steel Magnolias, like this just like real natural, way about doing things. Like, I don't know, nothing's too complex and everything's just quite simple in your life. And, you know, just like a little owl being born, you are hatching into a new state of love, new love possibilities. It's just really, really nice. But take care. I do feel as though for you, there's definitely a childhood wound that was not settled that is being getting an opportunity to be addressed. And so you'll go further by being able to address that, by sitting with yourself and making peace with whatever it is as much as you can. Okay, so now we're going to do next sign. Hi. Okay, so let's see. We have Capricorn next. Capricorn, you guys are going to get your reading very, very soon from me for your North Node. That's a complex reading. So why don't we talk about what's changing over the next little while, and then I'll post the other one very, very soon. Okay, so Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let me know in the chats if you are a Capricorn. Hi, guys. Okay, so let's see. Capricorn. All right. So for you, the change, you're in a very interesting time, and check out my Twitter because I wrote about this. But as Gemini, Mercury is entering into Gemini later this afternoon. And as it does so, it crosses your descendant. I really feel it's still in aspect to the North Node. I really feel like you have a kinetic energy to bring someone around to you. You have like this ability to draw the right person in. The download I got for you guys when I was writing your Twitter messages, the daily-ish, I really clearly had this vision of a person that I would love to be with, and that person was a Capricorn. I don't know a Capricorn that I would love to be with, but it was just this energy. And if you're a woman, then it would be whatever you date. It's not like that. But the sense was that you were desired for your steadfastness, for your loyalty. And there was the person who was feeling this, was feeling, the download was that they were like, they depended on you. They depended that you weren't crazy. They depended that you were like both feet on the ground, that, you know, you spoke the truth, that they didn't have to doubt you. All those things were so important to them. So this change that's going on around you, Capricorn, is probably some kind of interpersonal connection that draws you away from a focus on doing stuff. So you've been focused on doing stuff, making things happen, and so forth. But I think right now the shift that's going on for you is a shift towards maybe, you know, beginning something with someone or saying something at an appropriate time and making that connection. Okay, so let's see your cards. We have the unstable effort, Seven of Swords. There's a lot of tentativeness around right now. There's a lot of people who are skittish, a lot of people who are afraid. So just, they need that from you because you're not particularly like that. You don't really back off on things, you know. Once they're going, once you know your feelings about something, you're not like a wine and, what is it, dine and dash sort of person, right? So I feel like this is calling on you to open your heart. I'm going to turn off autofocus because it's just too bright in here. Give me one sec. Sorry about that. I always try with the autofocus, you know, but sometimes it just won't happen. Okay, so you're not a dine and dash kind of person, and this is calling on you to open your heart, Capricorn. And like when you feel passion, like if you watch the intro in which I talked from the heart to you guys, I feel like you need, when you speak from the heart, when you speak from the heart, I feel like you are going to attract someone. You're going to attract someone that's actually, you know, very, very, like almost like a magnet, someone who needs you, who adores you. There's just going to be a very symbiotic relationship. And then you have the Princess of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, secondary transits, and Earth as well. And then we have the Eight of Cups, abandoned success, there there's just something really synchronistic that's happening around you, Capricorn. Something is happening very, very quickly, and if you trust your instincts to say something at a certain time, it's going to release your attachments to what you're doing and the task list that you're doing, and focus on, like, just follow into the flow of where you are going to go with someone, or where you're going to go by yourself. You're going to be guided in some direction. Let's see the next message. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay. And so definitely, and like, this is you in some way saying something, or this is you just being very, like, in that moment, in the moment, and saying something that's on your mind that's really genuine. And when you speak with those genuine words, it's going to attract people, and they're going to be very special people. And it's going to come through confronting truths. It's going to come through confronting like, with an honest way about it. And then you're going to have the King of Cups. I have a feeling that this is also your transition to being, like, more proud of your feelings, more proud of how you feel about things, less shame for what you feel and what you believe. Let's see. Just very, very, I have this really strong feeling for Capricorn that you will be, over the next little while, saying something that is going to very much, if you're in the right place at the right time and you speak from your gut, they will come like bees to honey, you know. Let's see your cards. We have Defeat. This is the Tower card. Tower card. But you're speaking to something from a place of passion. And then you have Goodness. And then you have Fast. It's going to happen there's going to be a transformation that happens for you, Capricorn, and it's going to have to do with loyalty and trust. Somebody's going to really connect with one of your core strengths, which is that loyalty and trust and fidelity. Let's see the personality that's emerging. We have the Resistor energy. Resistor around, you're going to be different than everybody else. And that difference is going to attract someone. You're going to be different. You're going to speak what's on your mind, even if it's not the unpopular opinion. You guys know that hashtag, right? And you're going to speak from your, but it's going to be really honest, and it's not going to come from a bad place. And that's going to really draw someone in, something really good. So Capricorns are pretty stoic, so they're not known to be gabby, but some of them are. But maybe this is the time in which you will be a little bit more, you know, vocal about things. Okay, so Libra we've done. Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at Sag. Hi, Sag. So Sag has been getting readings too. Remember the Hoover? Who's with me on the Hoover metaphor? Okay, so, Sag, there we are. The Hoover. Everything's happening in your 7th house. So it's like go for broke in relationships by leaps and bounds. There's possibilities. There's possibilities for love for you with your partner. Again, very daring. All this energy is very daring, right? All this energy is very daring in Gemini. Now, in a predicament like we are in the world circumstances, that has to be moderate. It can't be just, you know, like just, I don't know, take a leap without seeing where you're leaping to. But I have a feeling that for you, Sagittarius, it's really about reflecting upon still the things that have happened in your life for the last 3 or 4 years, as we've said. And the changes happen with how you see and who you see as potential partners, what you see as opportunities to change. I think that the way that you're changing yourself from reflecting upon the things that have happened to you is giving you opportunity to really connect with people who maybe different than you had welcomed in before. So you're changing, and so therefore your environment's changing. Let's see your cards. We have the King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Let's see next. We have the Hanged Man. You're very open to a relationship, but it is saying that there's some sort of delay with regard to that relationship. We have the Three of Wands, okay? And so there's things that are going to come in to facilitate what you want, but you have to give it its own time. It has to happen of its own time, because there are restrictions on the way. There are restrictions on the way that have to figure themselves out before things can proceed. And then we have great passion for you ahead. So I think it's, you know, when you can kind of be held back from something, Sag, and Sagittarius isn't known for being patient, right? My first house is, you know, like, I just don't have time. Like, I'm here to do your reading, blah, here we go, you know? So unfortunately, it's not, we're not known for our patience, but sometimes when you get denied getting something that you want, that can be very thrilling when you finally get it. So I think this is promising that the thing that you're so open to, the partnership you're so open to in your heart, Sag, there is going to be delays in that, but I feel like you're going to get it. And I feel like the reason you're not getting it now is really because there are things in the way that have to work themselves out. People are going to have to do various different things, change things before there's a clear path, but all you have to do is wait for that to happen. They just have to catch up. We have the Devil here, Capricorn, Sag and Capricorn. Interesting. Okay, so there are things around you. This is the Hoover energy. The Hoover is basically a metaphor for what had happened in Sagittarius for the last 4 years. The Hoover is the South Node that's cleaning up all the debris, all the life lessons that have left behind certain circumstances in your life that are now being cleared up. Some of those things are restrictive. Some of those things are tough to deal with, and you have to simply wait for their time to kind of work themselves out. You have to clean your house before you can have company over. It's that kind of thing. So you have the Ace of Swords, some kind of communication. You will experience information coming into you about the fact that where you're going is the right path. It's not going to be completely blind. And then we're going to have the Five of Pentacles. And so the big push is you're going to deal with a little bit of loneliness, Sag, as you're waiting for this person, because again, the patience is an issue here, and I fully am sympathetic. It's like you're finally ready, but there's things in the way, and you're gonna feel a little bit of, why isn't it here now? I want it now. But remember, Chiron is in your 5th house of children, so make sure you're not being infantile about it, and you just kind of talk to yourself in the big kid voice and say, no, Sag, you know, you're going where you're gonna wanna go. You're gonna end up where you wanna be. But I have a feeling that you're going to have to wait for a little bit before you get that. This is to be, potir, to do, to the actions. It really feels like actions and past consequences that have, there is something in your life that's going on right now that there was actions taken that have now consequences that you're dealing with. And I really strongly feel that, you know, there is definitely consequences that you're living with, you know, and you have to just wait for them to figure themselves out. Then we have insisting, number 61. So there is going to be constant reminders that everything is working out the way that you need it to be, or the way that you wanted it to be. And then we have falling in love, number 6. This is the Lover's card. So again, it's like that feeling that someone's not there. The someone's not there, that someone isn't showing up, that you're alone, you have to stay determined that you are going to get the payoff in the way that you wanted. Okay, let's see the next message. We have the nurturer. Okay, and so I have a feeling that you need to still, you know, it's like cooking something. I'm not a very good cook that way, but you know how some people cook for like 8 hours, like minimum, like on the heat and whatnot. You're in some way, you need to hone and work and fine tune something, keep at something. It's going to be delayed gratification, but it's going to come. It's definitely coming for you. Okay? All right. So now let's move on to the next. I think we're halfway through now, right? Okay. So, hi guys. Are you guys having fun watching this? Let's see what sign is next. Aries I've done. Cancer I haven't done. Hi Cancer. Oh, Cancer. Cancer's like I'm enjoying my time alone. That's the messages I'm getting for all Cancers. It's like I'm enjoying my time now. And I'm also hearing from Cancers that you guys are still experiencing a lot of attention from the like North Node being there, or and you know, in fact, that North Node shifting into Gemini, you're still experiencing degrees of like people seeking you out. That could be because you have still placements early on in Cancer, or maybe something in Gemini, like Mercury or Venus might be in Gemini if you're a Cancer sun. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like still unresolved business. I do feel like with this eclipse though, and especially the new moon eclipse that happens at the end of the month, you are going to really, it's going to switch. You are still finishing up things of the past. So when the North Node was in Cancer, you got all this attention. Like I said in the 2018 reading, go watch that one, hashtag Veroosh Cancer. You're still getting effects on that. Not the one I just did, but the one I did before that. And so you're still getting attention from this transit. And basically, you are still processing some of the things to do with that. But the full moon eclipse on the 5th and the new moon eclipse at the end of the month, I think it's like the 25th or something, is going to, or maybe the 20th. That's the solstice. 22nd. I'm getting my new moons mixed up, but oh, it must be in Gemini. Wait a minute. So it'll be right there. It'll be at eclipse at the end of the month, so it'll be like the 19th. But anyway, so whichever eclipse that it's going to happen, you're edging away from the energy of what happened in the last year and a half, and now you are going to be more and more for yourself, and less your karma or your due diligence to the people around you is somewhat complete. There's still other things for you to do, but you're no longer providing that energetic connection to like universe, to answers for other people as you were for the last year and a half. So when I'm saying like you guys are enjoying your time alone, when the node shifted in early May, you would have felt that shift happen for you. And you would have found yourself more autonomous as opposed to being really inundated with people for that year and a half. So you get that. But Mercury's about to today enter into Cancer, and so therefore you are now going to once again, but in a different way, get reconnected with others. But this has to do with being much more on your terms and much more you instigating. This is you calling someone. This is you saying something in a conversation and making a point. This is you instigating rather than being the receiver of other people's energy. Okay, so this is you're stepping into a time in which you have a lot of thoughts and you're you've been thinking about things. You've learned a lot from other people in the last year and a half. And I think that many of you want to say things to the people around you. Now let's see your cards. We have the Nine of Swords. So I really sense this is a download I'm getting for you guys. Sorry, I was getting a download. I was trying to understand it as I was doing the reading. But basically, I feel like you are, you're like coming to terms with or understanding certain things about people around you. And you've experienced vicariously through other people a lot of life experience that you never lived through. And now you're thinking about all this information you have, and you really want to say things about things and to people. And then we have with that is a new beginning. The new moon eclipse is going to be very good for you. It's a real new cycle, and there's a delay. So the most of June, I feel like you're waiting for that new moon eclipse to begin. And I feel like with that, whatever you've been mulling over in your head, you are going to assert that. And I think that waiting is going to feel somewhat uncomfortable. But the outcome is good. It's like waiting for your birthday party, literally, because I mean, it's your birthday next. So happy birthday. But I do feel like the energy is, let me just summarize it. You are thinking about something that you've learned about in the last year and a half. You want to talk about it, and with that will be a new beginning. But you have to wait for the timing of this, and you will get an opportunity to say what you want and instigate the new beginning by the new moon eclipse in Gemini at the end of the month. Okay? Oh, there's a bird again. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're adorable. Okay. It was a different one this time. This one had, like, you know, oil slick feathers, like his feathers turned from, he's a black bird with like a pink and green feather sheen. Like, I think they call it like a dichrome or chrome shift feathers. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands, vision. I see you. That's the download that I'm stuck on, is you guys have a vision about something. You see the truth about something. And then we have the Knight of Cups. And then we have the... Oh, this is the tarot card for this. I think this is the High Priestess, but I'll pick another card. We have the Knight of Wands. Definitely speaking out to something. There could be a union with someone here. You're coming towards someone to bring information to them. And I think that you're nervous about this conversation you're going to have, but the outcome is going to be positive. There's a reunion with someone. Yeah, and you're bringing your information in. Then we have the new birth. The birth of a new idea has already happened. It's happened through your awareness and your learning. And then you have making it real. It's like, this is all about when it's going to happen. It's all about you waiting for that thing that you already have in your head to make it happen, and the faith. The advice here is walk up to that person knowingly, knowing that that other person is going to receive you well. There's like that, when are you prepared to walk up to that person and say with confidence and know that you're welcome in their company? Here is the next message. You have the gatekeeper, and your conversation with this person opens up this new path. Let me show you in the astrology. So after Mercury enters into Cancer here, all these other planets, the Sun, Venus eventually, Vesta, will all move into Cancer. So you're once again receiving the shift of the inner planets. And that's going to take like about 2 months for that to happen. So over the next 2-month period, you're meeting the gatekeeper, right? You are the gatekeeper. You're meeting the gatekeeper to... So in essence, after the North Node left Cancer, you had downtime, quiet time, and now things will pick up again, and you will in some way meet this gatekeeper, this person, and through meeting them and opening to them and telling them what's on your mind. There's something that you've learned that you want to share with others at this time. This person, meaning this person, is going to be the portal to your future, to the next phase. Okay, cool. All right. Now, Cancer, who's next? How many are we in? I don't know. I think we are. Thank you, Angie, for keeping the order of things. So we're halfway through. Okay. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taurus. Taurus has got some solid energy too, I think. Although you're not, Tauruses, you're not necessarily at the center of it all right now. And that's probably for the best. You probably enjoy it. Let's see. So your energy through, it's money. I've told you this on Twitter a lot. Right now it's all about money, new approaches to money. I would say, like, if you're doing something with your portfolio, with your money, you should do it a different way. And you'll come to realize you want to do it a different way. So for example, let's say like the percentages of where your money is invested is going to change through this time. I also feel like you might really want to take some kind of a instinctual risk on something. An opportunity, a financial opportunity becomes available for you, Taurus, over the next several weeks. Definitely don't do it before the 5th, but even until the 25th, when Venus moves direct, I would wait. And unless it's a sure thing, be very, very careful, because Venus is in your second house of money. So if you're like, if something like a big financial, if you want to shake things up financially, I'll be very, very cautious, albeit you might come into some really key observations or understanding of where you want your money to go, and those may be good, actually. Let's see what's going on for you, Taurus. We have the 3 of Wands. Okay. 3 of Wands, and then we have the King of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries. Something's coming in. Some more information is coming in for you. I have a feeling that if you spend money too up front, that you will regret it. So if you, it's saying slow down with your roll there, Taurus. There might be like one good opportunity, you go for it, and there might be a better one right after waiting for you. And then we have the Hierophant, the life lessons. Something's coming in. There's a better option for you out there. More, it feels like things are getting more and more and more for you as the season continues. And then we have the 8 of Swords. So I think you're experiencing some degree of a life lesson here, that if you move in on something too fast, you might feel as though you would have done better if you waited. And that's a very deep personal lesson that you're going to sit with, and it depends on how you choose to deal with it, okay? Let's see your next cards. We have the Page of Cups, very emotionally driven about something or someone, and then 9 of Swords. I feel a sense of guilt from you, frankly. I feel like guilty that you didn't do something when you could have. The 10 of Cups. There's a sense of, but you're gonna find it's gonna be like, I know this about myself. It's this like, this is my life lesson, and this is another experience of my life lesson about holding back on things. So essentially you can avoid this or mitigate it by, when an opportunity comes up, you say, oh, I remember Veroosh's video, maybe I shouldn't really push on this as excitedly as I am. Maybe I should be a little careful, and then I'll maybe see like a better opportunity for me that I won't regret. So how about this? I'll give you guys a suggestion. if you get an opportunity of some kind at this time, Taurus, maybe it's a good idea for you to hold on to that unless you have to go for it. So some opportunities you can push off. I would say try to push it off to see if something else is coming through. And then if it's like a do or die situation, then be very careful and make a decision about it. That's what I would suggest. Go slowly and try to defer your final decisions about things. We have the Emperor. So this is to do with money. It really is to do with money and strength, your personal power. Then we have asking, number 89. I'm getting from you guys more opportunities, home. It's like buying one home and then a way better home coming on the market after, something like that. A total, and you will be happy in the whole situation. I feel like when it happens, you'll be like, oh, that's that thing that I always get caught up with. That's that thing about me that I always get stuck with. And then we have the critic, the inner critic. You fall into doubt here. And maybe that's a part of the change. Maybe that's a part of the life lesson where you are, I'm getting very heavy downloads for you guys. In some way, you're making your life more complicated, Taurus. Here, I'm telling you the reality. You're making your life a lot more complicated, Taurus, by judging your decisions and carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. That's what I see. Okay, so, and you got to make sense of that and figure out exactly like what's your best answer to that. I don't think I can tell you really. I think that's the predicament that you have to, because you're the teacher, right? You're the Hierophant. Where was that? Whoops. I caught it. You're the Hierophant, right? You're the teacher, Taurus. And so you have to come to your own conclusions about things. Nobody else can tell you but you what's right for you. Okay. So Taurus we've done. And changes. I swear I was going to be like, this is going to be an hour. Wrong. Okay, Aquarius. Aquariuses. Hi, Aquarians. How are you guys doing? My little weirdos. Okay, so let's see. It resonates, Angie? Okay, thanks for telling me. Okay, Aquarians, let's check this out. Okay, so here's your chart, Aquarius. All right, so here we go. So Aquarius has gone through a lot of crap because of Saturn retrograde, or Saturn in your first house. It hit hard and it hit fast. And many Aquarians also have transits in Capricorn at the end of the transit, like your Mercury or your Venus. And so therefore you may feel like, how do you say? You may feel like a double whammy has come through in your life. But retrograde Saturn is giving you room to breathe and you feel much better. For you, the change and the call to action is about really having fun. There's this thing in you at this time, Aquarius, and my moon's in Aquarius and I feel it. It's like you're kind of like itching to get out of your skin, to go for it, to have fun, to even be reckless. You have this desire to shake things up. It's irritating you. And it's irritating you because you just want to have fun. And there will be people around you who really want to, go get you. People will align with that core desire. So you have the desire to shake things up, and lo and behold, people are going to show up in your life who are going to mirror that. Again, what I have to stress is moderation. Jumping, like base jumping off of a cliff is great, but you sort of want to make sure, maybe do it with a zip line, at this time. Maybe be a little bit careful with what you're doing, okay? So the change that's happening I think you're going to shake things up. I think you're going to shake up your life, and I think that you're going to shake up your relationships. If you're dating someone, very likely you are going to really put some challenging, you're going to switch it up on them, and without really much, if it's not a serious partnership, you may switch things up on them without caring so much. It's going to be almost like a test. Like, can you jive with this other side of me? Can you align with this other side of me? So that's Aquarius energy, just going for broke, but please don't go for broke 100%, maybe do it 75%. Make sure that you have a little bit of a cushion at this time. So you're like, you've probably heard some things or maybe seen some things in the first house, you know, just harsh criticism, spitefulness, agitation towards you, whatever. And I feel like it's noted, and I feel like you're also feeling that that's sort of pulled back or retracted for some time, and now you want to, how do you say, not get away from it, but also you now want to shift your attention to something else, which is here in the 5th house. What it is, it's your own making, but you don't want to keep looking at the same situation over again. So you're wanting to go left, you want to go right, you want to go somewhere else but here. Let's see the next message. So we have the Victory card. Oops, Aquarius. Jupiter in Leo. How do you say this? It's like, yeah, I learned my lesson, now next. It's like there's this feeling of like, you know, you feel like a champion. Like even if you've been criticized, you feel like like okay, I get it. Thanks. Now I'm better for it. Thanks for doing this for me. And now I'm a winner. Like there's this energy about you right now that's like, I'm a winner, Queen of Swords, okay? Victory, wanting to, like, even if it's irrational, even if it's baseless, you're really feeling your victory. And the Tower. Trust your instincts, Aquarius. I really feel like some of you guys are listen, how do you say this? I made some changes in my life as an Aquarius. I made some changes in my life in December, and it was before like how do you say, the Rona thing happened, right? And now that I made those changes, not because of Rona, it was like, holy shoot, my instincts were so on point that these changes happened. It was at the time I was doing the Salvador Dali deck review reading, and you should watch that reading. It blows my mind. And essentially it's like, you don't know what your instincts are telling you yet. And I get this message from you guys all the time. When I was watching your video the first time through, I don't know what the crap you were talking about, Veroosh, but I came back 3 weeks later, a month later, a year later, and I was like, holy crap, that was on point, you know? And it's like, that's that Aquarian spirit. So you're how do you say, you know how I'm saying, like, you want to just break the internet, you want to go a different direction, you want to shake things up. That's leading to something, Aquarius. And I don't think you know what it is yet. I don't think it's fully formed what it is yet. Yeah. Okay, so we have the 9 of Pentacles. There's going to be financial rewards for the things that have happened, and there is going to be the Moon, secrets. You learn something about something. You learn something about something that is going to be a precursor to other things that happen later on. You gain insight and you have money. You gain insight and you have money, and you sort of walk away from something. It's not about anybody else but you, though. And you know some secrets about something, And how do you say this? I feel like you're very shrewd right now. Like you're very like, it's not quite logical. A lot of it is logic, but a lot of the conclusions that you're coming to have to do with just like a blend of logic and intuition. So you're very similar to Pisces. I always say that to you guys. You guys are similar to Pisces with the exception, with the exception that Pisces is more in the emotive energy and you are in the rational, logical side. And it's intuition mixed with logic. And it's like, that's a weird mix because it's like, am I thinking this or is this my intuition? And that's where the space that you're at. You're making a shift, you're making a change, you're shaking things up. You're coming out of something with money, but there's secrets also that you knew about certain things, you know? And then we have the Last Judgment, a big, like I'm telling you, you're making a decision, right? You're making a decision. Ace of Pentacles, a decisive decision towards a new direction. Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Secrets, new direction. You're going to be around someone who's emotionally giving and nurturing. And that's going to be something that's going to make you feel better. A friend, a woman, she's kind. And I have a feeling that you need to get out of the circumstances you're in to get away, to kind of from far away see this and reflect. In some time, it's not going to be something complicated or fuzzy. It's going to be something that you see from afar. And when you get yourself away from it, you are going to reflect on it and you're going to see it for what it is. You're going to say, that thing that I see over here, that secret or whatever that was unclear, you're going to have a very clear vision about what's right in that situation and what's upright. And it's going to make everything that's so fuzzy right now clear in the near future. That's the change. We have, yes, positive, yeah. Very positive. All I can tell, I know this sounds like, this is a lot of downloads, so just bear with me, people. But it's like basically Aquarian going in a new direction. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but when you get there, it will make sense, okay? And your anxiety or frustration or irritation will really subside. The irritation is your intuition telling you to go. Desiring. And then we have play. Very, very good connection with a female figure. Very, very like heart, good energy, compassionate. I'm getting a download like, you know, talks on the porch, you know, warmth, understanding, compassion, somebody who hears you out. Good energy there. Very, very nice energy. And then we have, for you, the thinker. Yeah, you're the thinker, the intuitive thinker, Aquarius. There you go. Intuitive thinker. I feel like you're irritated because you know something, but you don't see it. All the facts are not in yet, right? But the facts are going to come in, and then you're going to see something for what it is. And something that's not clear will be very clear. The motivation for why everything's happening the way it is will come into focus in a short period of time. Okay, so you're making some changes and you don't know what the crap you're doing, which is like your life half the time. But just like my changes that I made in December, watch my Dolly deck review / 2020 prediction, Aquarius. If you're curious about if this is vibing for you, watch that video, because that's the space that I was in when that was happening to me. So hopefully that will help you out. Okay, so next sign. I think we have 4 left. Pisces is one of them. Can't wait to do Pisces. If you think I'm a gong show, wait till I read Pisces. Man, oh man. Cancer we've done. Can somebody help me out and tell me what signs I haven't done yet? I have done Capricorn. Hi guys. Okay. Pisces, hey! When I call them, they will come. I was best friends with a Pisces we're still friends, but best friends for like 12 years through high school and into college. Lovely lady. She's really into witchcraft and animal rescue. So, yeah, no, good friend of mine. Pisces, love Pisces energy. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to set you guys up. Get ready for the gong show, everyone. And we are going to have a pick a card at the end. So if you want to stick around, we'll make it nice and long. Okay. How are you guys? Okay, thanks for Angie. Hi. Thank you for doing that. Libra 4, 8. So we have 4 more. Scorpio. We have to do Scorpio, Pisces. What else? 2 more. We haven't done Gemini. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. I have a lot to say about Gemini. And then what else? Okay. Thanks for coming, everyone. All right, so let's do this. Let's rock and roll. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Everybody's like, Pisces is not having a good time. Listen, Pisces is having a good time. And especially like a time at home, like, which is great because it's quarantine. So it's like, where else can you go but home? So you're in your element. I feel like maybe it's giving you room to think about who you are or what's important to you. I feel like you know, like quarantine's funny because we can't go and do stuff. So a lot of people, especially people who are out of the house a lot, they're around a lot more now. And it's like, I get this download for you guys. It's like, I have you where I want you. That's like the Pisces energy. Like I got you where I want you. Can't freaking go anywhere. So now I get to like mold you and I get to have you where I want you, and it feels like good. It's like, and you have this initiative, Pisces, as Mars is in Pisces at this time. So I think that's fairly like a strong transit series. Like if you're in a relationship, if you're a female or a male in a relationship, your partner is just right where you need them to be. You can just essentially, I don't know, they're just under your influence. Speaking of dominant women, right? like they're so, it's kind of like Misery. Have you guys seen the movie called Misery about a woman who kidnaps a writer and keeps him in her shed or her little cottage, and she like breaks his legs? Essentially, that movie is about cocaine use, but so she's the drug and he's the, but essentially it's like, it's the funny image of Pisces energy right now. It's like you're the hen of the roost, you know, like you're the one who's in charge, and de facto by quarantine and other things to do with Rona, you are in some way you're getting everybody to comply, and it's like you're not forcing anyone, you're not breaking anyone's legs, but you're getting everybody where you want them. It feels good. It feels really good that you get your way, Pisces. What's the change? Probably changes in the dynamics in your relationships with the people in your family. I'm going to talk about that a lot on Twitter for you guys, so you can check that out. But like the shift that's probably happening is interpersonal between you and family members, you and your partner, you and your parents, you and your children, whoever it is that's in your family, whoever in your immediate family, the people you live with. Let's see your cards. We have the King of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, secondary transits in fire. The Princess of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, secondary transits in Earth. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, Pisces. I just feel like you're a fiery Pisces all year this year. It's like, watch out. There we go, Pisces. There's you're gonna break his legs with that wand. I got you where I want you. You definitely have something on the people around you, like you have an incentive of some kind to get their attention, and you are at the top of that pyramid. You are at the top of that totem pole. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Pisces gets around. Holy, if I don't go with you, I'll go with him. That's pretty much the conversation, maybe. But you have options, and I think it's probably to do with the fact that you have multiple options that's empowering you to pick and choose. It's like they know that if they don't comply, you're just going to go in another direction, and that is going to be good for you. And we have the Five of Pentacles, and that's an incentive for them to buckle up. They don't want to be alone. And they know that they have that's what it is. They know they have a good thing going with you. That's the energy. That's Ceres in your first house right there. Ceres is like the question mark, right? With the little cross. So they know they have something good going on with you, and they're not going to mess with it. Not anytime soon. So we have the King of Cups. That could be also you. And then we have the Page of Cups. So many different people. It's like you have set up around you a network of people who all rely on you in different capacities. And they're not going to be willing to give you up. And they're all afraid of heartbreak. The broken legs, Pisces. Although not broken legs, a broken heart. So you've become invaluable in the lives of at least 4 or 5 people. And that gives you a supreme leverage, you know, to be a ruler through like breaking of the legs or like tyranny. That's just stupidity. But when you can become a ruler through love and compassion, where people see the value of your leadership, that's true power, right? When you have that position, mother hen, you know, or the bear, or what other archetype? It's like, yeah, the nurturing bear mother, you know. They all want your. Speaking of weird readings, hey. But yeah, that's what essentially my Pisces readings are the weirdest. There's a woman who has a Pisces only channel, and I wish she would read for Virgo because I just think she's the best. But she only reads for Pisces, and I just like love her channel and everything about it. She's so cool. But anyway, but yeah, like the Pisces, it's just a different vibe, and if you can vibe with it, it's great. But you're at the top of whatever it is, and you are a rightful leader, and it's through they're invested in you. They're invested emotionally in you, and they want you. Friendship, you know. You're a good person, and perseverance. It's been a long time coming. It didn't happen overnight. You had established with them rapport, and you had. It's like, you know, this is so funny because it's full circle. Like at the beginning of the reading, I told you guys about my best friend who I knew from the time I was 13 years old. And, you know, I was reflecting on how much of a best friend she was in my life. And those things, it is that perseverance. It's that long-term relationship that you have developed with each and every one of these people that makes you, they can't miss you. They can't leave you forgetting. And I just feel like they all really fear a heartbreak from losing you. And that gives you extreme leverage in your relationship with them. They're afraid of being alone, and they are all dependent. It's not codependency. It's like, maybe I don't know, but it's like they really want you. And gatekeeper. You're like the answer to a lot of you're the one who brings them together. You're the one who's the bonding force. Very nice energy, Pisces. Always nice energy for Pisces. Pisces is always good. Okay. So, next sign. Who are the 3 signs? We have Gemini, we have Scorpio. Did we do Capricorn and Leo? Ooh, okay. Fun ending. Gemini. Woo, I've been waiting for this. Hey, I gave you guys a new name. It's called the Gemmy Bears, like Gemini bears, gummy bears. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Let me know if you guys want it. If you don't want it, we'll try another one. I want a name for every single sign. Gemini, let's do this. Okay, so Gemini, all the transits are in your first house. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. And Mercury is leaving your first house now into the second house. What's changing for Gemini? You're probably, especially because of Venus retrograde, Venus retrograde has the capacity of splitting your sign. So the duality of Gemini is really born out of Venus retrograde. And so I feel like you're in a, whenever it's Venus retrograde in Gemini, it's a very, very important transit. And basically it changes you, and it's going to change your entire life. This is like a little pro tip from me. Venus retrograde in Gemini impacts Gemini more than Venus retrograde in any other sign, so affecting that sign. So the huge part of why you are dualistic way more than a Pisces is, it has to do with Venus retrograde and basically changing from one to the other side. So if things have been really shit for you, this shift is going to be great because now things are going to go great. If you feel like you've been going a mile an hour and things have just been ramping up, things are probably going to slow down now for you. It's going to be a change of your environment, and it's going to be fast. And because there are so many transits here, it's going to hit hard. And I understand that there's some ideas that this is not a good transit alongside the North Node. I think that that's crap. I think that this is the time in which you have the most ability to take a leap, and because it's in your first house, you have the highest ability to take a leap and push forward with the energy and achieve some transformation, change, and progress. Later, there will not be as many conduits of energy that will in some way help you to get out of life what you want. I just saw a bird fly up and it did like a barrel roll in the air. If you guys will hear me about birds a lot, because there's a lot of birds where I'm at, so and they're all coming to see me, so it's great. So when they show up, I'll tell you guys, because I will say that's a sign. But the bird literally did one of these, like a barrel roll, and then it flew down like over here. So maybe that's something for Gemini. The shift that's going on for you is, it's your changing phase, Gemini, and I think that it's going to happen the most in June, throughout June, and Mercury retrograde is going to affect it in your second house. Venus retrograde is the big key player in this, but also the eclipse in your seventh house of partnership and the new moon eclipse in your first house. Just topsy-turvy. Just go do some, what is it called? Barrel rolls. Go do some flips. Go do some, what is it? When you do like somersaults, that's what it is. Go do some somersaults and see how you feel. Okay. Okay, so let's do your reading. We have the Nine of Swords. And then this is Mars in Gemini. I'm downloading things. I'm like really open channel today, so sorry. We have the Chariot coming out of grief. Like I see a very fast change for you. Very, very fast change. Princess of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. The Hanged Man. You have some new ideas, but they're going to be on pause. But I think, see, material happiness, Nine of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. So I feel like there's going to be delays with what you come out of a place of darkness, but towards some great new ideas that are going to be delayed, and then you will get what you want ultimately. Okay, so it's like there's some reasons why there is delays, and that has to do with the hanged man. It has to do with other people. It has to do with the quick change, because everything needs to catch up. We have the Chariot, so you might be dealing with a Cancer, Gemini, or maybe everything's going to pan out in Cancer season. Seven of Cups. Basically you're going to have to see the clarity in a situation, and Four of Pentacles. And I don't feel like your environment is going to give. This is a thing for Gemini. I'm an Aquarius moon. So Gemini transits and Aquarian transits. Libra less so. But the thing with the air sign, particularly Gemini and Aquarius, is that we sometimes move so fast that it takes energetically the world a certain amount of time to catch up to us. Okay, so yeah, so basically there's a certain amount of time. You move instinctually through something, through this transition point, and then you will ultimately kind of have to wait for life to catch up, and you're going to feel irritated because you want to get what's on your mind right now. But I feel like that's going to be delayed because of simple, people are not going to get it. You're going to have to wait for things to kind of catch up to you. And then we have desiring. You've been desiring change for a very long time. You've been at the mercy of change happening around you in that 8th house. But now Jupiter is retrograde, Pluto's retrograde. They're going to form their conjunction at the end of the month in Capricorn. That's probably going to be the first phase of that shift and transition. I would say that that transition will happen until Jupiter and Pluto form their second or their third final conjunction at the end of the year, when Jupiter enters, right before Jupiter enters into Aquarius. So what you want to happen, it may take several months to happen, but good things will happen alongside that. Then we have going. I really feel like some things need to be removed that are creating confusion in a situation, so you can really see the writing on the wall. And then we have knowledge, insight, and information. Somebody's holding back knowledge. Somebody's holding back information that they know about, and it's slowing things down. And yeah, but I feel like there's reasons for everything, so you have to make peace with the fact that that's happening. And then we have the resistor energy. That's the resistor. It really feels like, you know, like you're asking your husband to buy a car, and it's like he's being the resistor. He's being the miser. He's like, no, we can't do this. Even though he knows you can, and you can't blame him for it, and you have to sort of deal with the fact there's more than you in this decision making that's happening. And it may not be your husband, it might be some outside force that you have to wait on, because it's not all up to you when things happen or how they happen. Okay, that's the change. Ooh, have you guys noticed that Gemini has been going through these massive shifts of like 6 months, 8 months, 10 months? It's like these long extended themes, 1, 2, 3, etc. That's what I've noticed. So next sign, please. It's like been shifts. Scorpio and Leo. Sorry. Leo. Hi, Leo. Meow, meow, Leos. I've been wanting to say that. Your guys' North Node video is coming up. I feel like I'm ready to do it. Especially like the vibe is good today, so maybe today. I was going to do it yesterday, and then of course a lot of interpersonal issues. So Leos know that to do a job well, there is, especially with regard to people, you have to in some way deal with people issues, right? So it's like you just have to deal with people issues, and that becomes long-winded if you're genuinely dealing with people issues. If you're dealing with people, it's long-winded, and that's the ish. That's the real tea, sis. And that's why your stuff is late too, because I have most of my placements in Leo, just North Node in Leo. So it's, you know, when I'm helping people, it's not like a series of tick boxes. It's like, are you good? And when they're good, that's when I'm done, right? So it's like, yeah, that's the, and if you've had a reading with me, you know that that's often how it goes. I'm pretty good at limiting myself now, but especially the first few years, it's pretty normal that I would spend a couple hours on the phone with people to make sure that they had their answers and we work things out, right? So that's a Leo vibe. Like when you're there for others, Leo, you're really there for others. And in your Twitter, at dailyish at Veroosh Tarot, I really went into that about how right now people are seeking you out because you're sort of, you have all this energy here and people are seeking you out. Friends, they want you there. They know that they're going to get a good deal when they call you. They know that they're going to get a good energy from you, and that's raising your self-esteem, and it's very likely that you're ending partnerships that are not seeing that. So if you're dating someone or if you're in a relationship with someone who's forgotten the fact at how generous you are, I have a feeling that that person is going to leave. Maybe around the eclipse, you know, the June 5th eclipse. Maybe you'll get rid of them at that time. I think there's this kind of you know, your friends, which is your 11th house, are allowing you to show them what's in your heart. And you're getting that room to assert to others who you are. So it's not them telling you who you are, it's you showing to them, the people around you, who you are. And that's, you know, and you're getting an audience for that. You're receiving, your friends are seeking you out for that, because they're like, you know, people lose track of things because they get busy, they want different kinds of experiences, but when they're hurting, guess who they're calling? Yep, they're calling Leo, because Leo does, you guys are, the reason Regulus is in Leo, well, not anymore, but there's a star called Regulus, and it's the star of kings, and you are, it's that, you should watch the Pisces reading if you can stand it, because it's really like a gong show today, but the leader through compassion is the true leader, the leader of genuine spirit. And when push comes to shove, when people are hurting, they know to call Ghostbusters, you know, like you're the Ghostbuster of love. Like you really, as people are hurting right now, and beyond that in astrology, I feel like you have that energy right now. That's the, you know, you're being called on for your goodness because they need that nurturing, the people in your life. Okay, so enough with getting sappy. 9 of Pentacles, meow meow Leo, you guys are so sweet. Yeah, beautiful energy. And then the 8 of Cups. Walking away with some money, not caring about something because of money. You have money in your pocket and you don't care about something. Maybe something's been eating up your time, and now that you have money from it, or you've acquired certain material gain from it, you're ready to like walk away from it. And I think you're at peace with that. So this is just a purely technical reading regarding money affairs that you're involved in. Wow, another 2-hour reading. I'm going to take a break after this. Then we have the moon. I just feel like there's a beacon in your life. You need to get connected with the people that care and love you, and the sun. And that's what's going to lead you to happiness. The sun is your ruler, Leo. There's a reason for that. You're the generator. And when people say watch for your rising, I'm like, no, watch for your sun. Because that's what you want to focus on. That's your life force. You know, people get really caught up on the sun thing. It's like, I think I have this attitude, like when something gets really popular in music, or, you know, there's like a trend or something, I typically don't like it. I typically like a trend before you know, before it becomes a trend. And then when like it just gets over the top popular, like Gangnam Style, like I was like, oh, like that was the worst time in my life when that became popular, because it was that musical or music video, because it was so everywhere. It was just like, no. And so I think with the sun, that's what happens in people's minds who do astrology. It's like, because it's everywhere, because it is the most powerful placement, people just can't help but to be like, it's like so much. It's like, it's so everywhere that you, it's so everywhere that you sort of kind of try to find other avenues. But at the end of the day, this is the powerhouse, you know? And so essentially, Leo, you're being called upon to like seek your inner wisdom and like who you truly are, because I feel like the technical things you've been doing, like work or just projects or whatever you've been taking care of, those things are essentially they're, how do you say, those things are essentially, you're sort of done with them, and now you can focus on what matters. Then we have the Sagittarian card. If you're Leo, if you're interested in a Sagittarius, Sagittarius had Leo all over their reading, so you might want to do some cross-watching. You've been very careful in a situation that probably was coming to an end, and now that you've achieved something within that situation, you're walking away from it. It could be your job. And then we have the Page of Cups, new emotional beginnings. I think that like it's that spring from your heart is coming towards the people you care about. King of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. You're opening yourself up to someone or several people. One of those people could be a love interest, but it's very much about you becoming emotionally available towards the people that need you. Even kings need their queen or their king, you know, like everyone, even people in the strongest position sometimes need a little bit of TLC, and they want that from you. They want that understanding. They want that approval, you know. And we have the Teacher, which is Taurus. This is the Hierophant. And very careful, the Feminine, the Empress. And then we have the Perseverance. Somebody around you has worked very, very hard and has had quite a road that they've been through. A family member, someone you care about. And I have a feeling that that's one of the people who really needs you at this time. They've been through a heck of a lot, and I feel like your emotional presence is necessary there. Let's see the next message. We have two. We have the Achiever and the Shadow King. I do feel like you got distracted by the things you were doing. Like you were so focused on work, or you were so focused on something that you sort of took care less of interpersonal relationships, people who you love. And I feel like this is an opportunity for you to get back in touch with them. And I think they really need you now. So it's not going to be like a bunch of apologies. I think that essentially they're going to be very happy to hear from you. So it's going to be a welcome kind of party, welcome back kind of energy. And last but not least, Miss or Mr. Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. Let's do this. Okay. I just laugh if you don't know, because I like Scorpios a lot. Ready? Scorpiana, are you here? Welcome to the Gong Show. Let's see what's up. Okay, Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Are you guys having fun? And wait, at the end, we're going to do a pick a card. So just wait and see. We're going to do what's changing through Gemini season. Scorpio. Okay, so we have Scorpio. What was I can't tell you guys everything. So you have to go on Instagram or Twitter to read it all, because some of it is not approved for YouTube. essentially you are at the peak of the Scorpio energy, if you know what I mean, the stinger, you see. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But essentially, you are at a peak of your energy at this time, like your sacral chakra. We can speak in chakras. You know that sacral chakra, right? And that Mars is on fire in your fifth house. So very, very intense physical energy coming for you. And so for a big part of this, it's been very just physical. In fact, on Twitter, I told you guys that it was a good idea to only engage in relationships purely on the physical level, relationships that are not going to in some way devolve into like romance, or they don't have a romantic or emotional component to them, which is funny, but it's true. Like and I'm not saying like just go out there and like burn your bras or whatever, you know, take a bunch of LSD. I'm saying that at this time it was that, but now that Mercury is moving into Cancer and all of this is changing, now there's going to be other dynamics there. So you put yourself in these like complex, how do you say this? This is a download, so sorry if it's going to get a little bit like weird. So basically you have something, Scorpio, this is my Scorpio hands, you have something that you want to get in on. There's something that you are deeply drawn to from the depths of your soul. We're talking about the soul. And so it's something within you that you deny yourself, because the extent of this, the extremity of it, is unstable. So you can, in this practical life, as life goes, you can't go in that deep and maintain things in stability. It's just hard to do. So many Scorpios have this desire to go in deep into something with someone, but very early on in our lives, I have placements in Scorpio, we learn to hold back because it becomes unstable. And so we live in a modified way. And those of us who don't, we get the nickname like the devolved Scorpio, because unfortunately our nature is not in alignment. Most of the signs' nature is not in alignment with our practical world. And so we don't get to live the full manifestation of what we are, because there's no way to sustain that. And right now you have a transit that's really triggering that core sense of who you are. And there is a person or several people in your life to whom you're extremely drawn to. There's some kind of obsessiveness about it in a healthy way, not in an unhealthy way. Something that you're very, you just really want that person or that situation. And you put yourself in it. Some of you have, some of you haven't, some of you don't have the opportunity to, but very quickly in this season starts twisting and turning. And this lack of feelings, this pure physical attraction, will start evolving into a more complex dynamic. It's all, you know, the staring contest? It's like that. It's like, how long can you stare into a person's eyes before you look away? Until you're bothered, until you let go. It's that kind of energy. And so through this, it's the energy that you're dealing with is as complex as you allow it to be, but you're in a space in which you can be pushed into a situation in which there's great passion. It doesn't come along often. There's a great interconnection between you and someone else. And so it's up to you to decide if you want that experience. Now, you can have that experience with a good book, with a good idea, with some creative pursuit, just alone thinking about certain things. So it's not necessarily that you have to have someone, but I think this is much more to do with a relationship than not for many of you. So a very profound and deep connection with something, or a desire for that connection, is all over you at this time. It's up to you how deep you go. And, you know, I started the reading with the Libra sign, and it was all about clarity and vision, seeing far. But for you, it's much different. For you, it's like the other way in. It's like seeing the depth and like the profoundness of something, the juxtaposition, the paradox. Paradox is like two things that are mutually exclusive existing in one space and like tearing apart at each other. So it's very uncomfortable and yet very tantric. It's very desirable. And so you're in that space. It's up to you how long you keep looking, and it's up to you what you make of that, but it's there. So you're guided by your own strength, right? We have the King of Wands, deep passion, just full maturity of what you want, full maturity of who you want, and the Magician. So it's just like really manifesting the 8th house where everything is going on. The 8th house is your magical space, and the Magician is magic, right? So that's the occult magic. And so there's just something very, very magical about this time for you, Scorpio. I think the sky's the limit in terms of what you can manifest and what you can do with this energy. 5 of Pentacles. But again, there's that reconciliation with the world. Reconciliation with the world around you. It's like you can push yourself out there, you know, and be extreme, but how will that resonate with everyone else? And like it or not, we do have to answer to the people and circumstances around us. I mean, we can choose not to, but that's a hard road that many people won't choose to go down. And so we have the 5 of Pentacles. There's a lot of stress because what you're seeing in some ways is opposite to what you've learned, and you're being challenged on your key beliefs by the person or the circumstances around you. For some of you, this has to do with death and endings and change also, because it's in the 8th house. So it's like in some way you are being brought to humility by facing things that you have to accept, or you're being presented with facts that cause you to believe things that you need to accept. And then we have the Last Judgment, which is Pluto, your ruler, okay? And that's right at the bottom of your chart. There's going to be a very profound answer that's going to have ramifications on your life that you make right now. So you're going to look at something or someone, have that staring contest, and you're going to feel and think certain things that are going to be so unique and challenging to you, fundamentally challenging. And from that, you're going to make a decision about that situation. And it's going to be like a decision that has a huge ramification on your life. It's like a core life decision. It's going to be a decision that in some way changes the course of your life, one way or the other. Very, very karmic. Ooh, Scorpio, I'm glad you're last. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords. There's conflict all over this. Conflicted feelings, that's conflicted thoughts and ideas. It's like something's challenging you against your core beliefs. Something you don't want to make a decision about, but there it is. And so you have, and that's Tantra, right? So you have the Page of Wands, a challenging new direction. And then we have the 6 of Wands, which is victory. That's what I wanted to see. So trust that you're going to go in the direction of what you want. There's a lot of fire signs over here, so Sag, Leo, or Aries, maybe, but success and a positive outcome. Know that you're going to get through this moment of pressure with something that you feel satisfied by. It's not going to be, it's going to be huge, but it's going to lead to satisfaction Oh, so it's very, very intimate. It's very, very like passionate, the energy. And then you have divine protection. And then you have finding. You find something new. You find an outcome. You find something. And then remembering. And then you remember success in your life. Oh, that's beautiful. You remember success in your life, and from that you draw. It's like you forgot what being successful was all about. It's like you forgot what feeling successful about things was about, and now you're feeling it. Let's see your personality emergence. We have the entrepreneur. Okay. So, in order to be successful, you have to go out on a limb. You have to, in some way, what is it? You have to be unlike your enemy, right? Like great success comes at being unlike your enemy. You, in some way, find within you the truth of what guides your life, or what you want, which direction you want to go. I feel as though you stop listening to the outside world telling you to do this and that, and you go in the direction that's right for you. You're confronted with something, cognitive dissonance sets in, you get very frustrated with the fact that you're not doing what you want, and it comes glaring in your face in a very passionate way, and then you have the opportunity to make a decision to go in the direction that you want, to take full accountability of your life. Okay. That's good. Businessman, business lady, big boss. Okay, so let's do pick a card. How was that, you guys? Did you guys get a reprogramming? Yes, Scorpiana. That was very, very intense. Hello. Everybody's getting intense readings. Okay. What should we do for pick a card? I'm going to do this. So this is changes for, this is a little pick a card bonus for everybody who stuck it out with me. We're going to do changes that are happening in Gemini season, if you want a little topper. And I'm going to put 4 tarot cards and then 3 Lenormand each. This? No, this is a fern. Well, I'm glad you liked it. It was fun to do it for you guys. I think Scorpios are gonna like it. Are you guys ready? Number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'm gonna do 3. We'll see about what's changing in your life. Let's see. Aw, Connie's with me. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we have for number 1, we have the 10 of discs, or the 10 of diamonds, and we have the 3 of swords, or 3 of spades, and then we have the 10 of clubs, and we have the 3 of cups. I feel as though this is regarding a love or family situation in which there's a lot of hurt between family members, but I feel like this is a reunion of a family situation in which there's a lot of things that family members will have to do to improve the situation, but I feel like that reunion is coming. The reunion is coming, and despite the fact it's been very difficult, I do feel like there is an improvement in the relationship, the families coming back together, okay? Here is your Lenormand cards. We have the compass, and then we have the woman, and we have the masks. I have a feeling that somebody is hiding a personal secret in your family, and that's caused a big part of the rift. The woman in the family, I feel she's like a matriarch, a high-ranking woman in your family, and she has a personal lie that she lies to everyone about. I don't think people know about it, but that causes a lot of the disagreement between people in your family. And right now but she doesn't want people to be in a disagreement, but she wants to keep her secret more than she wants to protect others from the disagreement. So she's really ashamed about the secret. There's some kind of a problem. And so I have a feeling that she is trying desperately to improve the situation. So she's changing her secret, the secret she's keeping, to try to improve the family dynamic. So she's trying to solve the family dynamic solution with lies about who she is or something to do with her. But her intention is to make it better. It's just the way that she's doing it is wrong, and that's giving everybody more things to work through. It's weighing down the whole family. But she is making a change, and her intention is to improve things. It's just she's not coming to terms with some things, and that makes it really hard to fix the lie, fix the circumstance. Okay? But everybody's going to be happy, and there's going to be a reunion. But the problem of the family is that woman is lying. Okay? So number 2, let's see, changes. We have the 2 of Hearts. We have the 6 of Clubs. And we have the 6 of Hearts. And we have the 4 of Spades. I have a feeling that this is talking about a great victory of love. I have a feeling that this is, victory of love, overcoming things, and in some way finally getting some rest because people are on the same page again with regard to a relationship between them. Then we have the Stars. I also feel this has to do with a lot of different people, not just a couple. It could be regarding a couple, but it could be regarding more than 2 people, like a family. The Stars and the Clover and the Fish. So maybe this is to do with work. A great agreement between co-workers, great understanding. You really like the people you're around. And I feel like there's like a success and a good turn of change for your environment. There's, the people you're working with or the people you're around, you genuinely like, and they're the kind of people that you want to know. It feels good to know these people. It feels good. And it feels like on point with what you want. So that's good. Number 2 is pretty simple. You get some rest and you're like relax and feel good for the circumstances you're in. Number 3, here we go. So we have the 10 of Hearts, and then we have the 9 of Diamonds, and then we have the 7 of Spades, and then we have the Fool. Okay, so I have a feeling this is weird, number 3. I feel like 3 has a lot going on for them right now, a lot of love, a lot of money, but I have a feeling that their instincts are telling them to go in a new direction and leave those things behind. So I think somebody is thinking about sacrificing something and going a completely different direction because they're being drawn towards this portal. You're drawn towards this new beginning. You want this new direction. You're going to change things up. I bet a bunch of people who chose 3 are Aquarians. So we have the Mice. I also got the download that there's like a direct threat on like equity, money by an outside force, like something else wants what you have and you need to make a decision about it. The Paths card. but you're definitely moving on and going in a new direction. Maybe you're packing up everything that you have and you're moving to a better, you're not going to get played, in other words. You know, you're making decisions to improve your life. You're making decisions because you know that certain circumstances around you are not kosher and you just need to get the crap out of Yuma. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys soon. This was way longer than I thought, so I might take a little bit of a break, but Leos and Capricorns, I'm going to have you next. I'll put a link through here for the weekly so you can find out more info there. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.